Do y'all have an album that y'all can listen to every song, start to finish, without skipping one?
I'm actually one of those people that prefers to listen to music in full album form.
Really?
For most people.
That's cool. Hell yeah.
I've got a couple of them, for sure.
Yeah. I've like the one for sure that comes to mind for me is Flaming Pie by Paul McCartney. It's one of his solo albums. Love it. Oh, it's so good. It's just top to bottom. It has some incredible track. He's got some guest musicians that come on, like Steve Miller comes and plays with him. It's just a solid album.
One that would come to mind off the top of my head would be Good News for People Who Love Bad News by Modest Mouse.
Oh.
That's a really good one.
Nice. How about you?
Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder is always a go-to for that for me. As well as I'm kind of basic with Thriller.
Oh, okay. You know what's fun when I was thinking about this is, and it's crazy because it's a double album, is Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Stadium Arcadium?
Yes. Stadium Arcadium.
So many bangers.
God, yes. Top to bottom. Both discs.
There are no A-sides and B-sides. They are just, the album is just consistent as crap.
It is really good. Oh, I can't forget like one of my favorite bands. Kiss has one that I love. It's their Destroyer album. I love that one. It's got, it's got King of the Nighttime World on that one. It's got, it has like my favorite Kiss song on there. That's Detroit Rock City is on that one. God of Thunder, Flaming Youth, Shout It Out Loud is on that one. King of the Nighttime World, Great Expectations, Sweet Pain. Beth is on that album.
Oh, dude, top 3 most recognized Kiss song probably.
And then Do You Love Me is the last one.
That's not the one that's not the song that came to mind for me, I'll be honest with you. Do you love me?
No,
do you love me?
Yeah, I don't think it's that one. I was going to Stadium Arcadium to just see that track list, and there's so many of these that I just love so much. Humpty Bump.
Yep.
That one's so good. Hard to Concentrate.
That's a really good song.
That's probably like a top 3 for me on that album. I really, really like that one. Storm in a Teacup is also so good.
Slow Cheetah. I like Slow Cheetah.
Yeah. Especially in Michigan.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another one.
Great guitar solo.
Wet Sand is my favorite song on the whole album.
I think especially in Michigan
Really?
has a guest guitar track from the guy from Mars Volta.
No way. I also enjoy Death of a Martian.
The thing I like in Wet Sand is like, the guitar solo, he kind of goes off or whatever, but there's like this like underlying piano. It's either piano or bass, and I can't really tell which one it is. I change every time I listen to it. But and it's just fucking hammering this thing, and I that's my favorite part of the whole thing is listening to that. I don't even listen to the guitar.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Christopher and I listened to that album on a road trip together with Jordan was in the car and your dad was in the car with us too?
My mom.
Your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Missouri.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we sang every song.
That can be complete torture if you don't like the Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
It can be so obnoxious if you're not a fan.
I know Jordan is... I think she's so on them just because I know she's listened to so much of them from y'all's childhood together.
Well, shoot, Tony and I got to see them at Globe Life Field.
No way.
Yes, we did.
Look at you.
Actually, great.
And we bring it back around.
great venue for concerts, surprisingly.
Yeah, we saw
Jordan. Not disappointed.
Jordan and I saw Def Leppard, Journey, and Steve Miller Band there.
Oh, that's a good show.
Yeah, just a few months ago in the late summer, I think, in like August or September maybe.
Nice.
It was very good.
John Mayer Continuum for me is a huge go-to. I'll always go to that.
Yeah.
Which one do you like off of that one, Tony?
Oh, he's got the Hendrix cover that I really like. Bold as Love.
That one is really good. He's got like certified hits on here. Gravity's on this one. Waiting on the World to Change is on that one.
Vultures is another one
Yep,
of the
that
good
one's
ones
on
for
there
me.
too.
Slow Dancing in a Burning Room is on there. Solid album from start to finish.
Solid guitar player. Gosh, he is just a generational guitar player, man.
It's a strange man to be so good at shredding, but choose to play such whiny shit sometimes.
Oh, you know what? I think I found another one. I'm checking all the tracks to make sure. Yep. Oh, yeah. This one, I thought it was this album, too. I just got this one for my birthday on vinyl, and that is Octavarium by Dream Theater.
Oh, you got it on vinyl now?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it is such a good album.
I remember you showing that to me, like, years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the last song is like 24 minutes long.
Yes.
So anytime, it's the title track, Octavarium. Anytime Jordan and I have to pass like an amount of time together, like if we're on a road trip or in an airplane, or I'll be like, hey, we could listen to Octavarium like 6 times and then we'll be there.
Only 6?
Yeah, I'm right. It doesn't sound like that much. Let's do a song 6 times.
That sounds awful.
It's an intense song, too.
Oh, Foo Fighters, Wasting Light.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is a good album.
It really is. I remember when that one came out, I listened to it like nonstop for quite a while.
To me, it's a perfect blend of a studio album with a professional mix done in a garage band type setting. And so you kind of get the best of both worlds there.
You could buy a copy of the CD that would come with a sliver of like the master tape recording. It was cool.
That's nifty. Bridge Burning. That one's a good one. I like Rope a lot too.
Rope is good. It starts with an A.
Arlandria.
Yes, I like that.
That's
one's
a
good
great
too.
song.
I also like These Days. I want to sing all these songs, but I don't want our shit to get shut off on
Yeah, right.
copyright. Like, what are y'all doing? Walk.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm trying not to do it.
Showtime.
welcome everybody. Welcome back. If for us it is the new year. It could be almost the end of January by the time this one comes out. It could be earlier. I don't know. We had some backlog of episodes, so whether they come out on time or early, that'll be up to the universe.
We'll get them to you before spring training, and that's what matters.
Absolutely. At any rate, welcome to the Ranger Zone. I am Robbie Belusic.
I am Chris Green.
I am Tony Cook.
We are 3 permanently obsessed Texas Rangers fanatics, semi-qualified to dish out our takes like hot cakes from the fans all the way upstairs to the front office.
Liking that front office a lot right now.
We have a wonderful episode for y'all today. It's going to be continuing our theme here of featuring players that we have nabbed in the offseason, and that is Mr. Joc Pederson. His first name is not Jocery, for sure.
The Joc is short for Joctober.
It is short for Joctober.
I'm wetting my jockeys here.
Joc Russell Pederson is an American professional baseball outfielder for the Texas Rangers of the Major League Baseball. So says Wikipedia here, but we don't need Wikipedia to know that. While it does say outfielder, I don't know if he's going to be playing a ton of outfield while he's here, but we'll get to that when we get to the meat of this episode.
He can be playing bench. Bench and designated hitter.
Before we get into our Joc talk, I want to get into some news first. Of course, the Rangers have traded The Rangers, jeez.
His pitching would make me want to go on a rant.
The Rangers have traded Grant Anderson. He was DFA'd to make room for Joc Pederson on the roster. So he was DFA'd, and then the Brewers wanted to do a little exchange
I guess they
with
saw
us.
something.
And so we got left-handed pitcher Mason Molina from the Brew Crew.
My guess is that the front office in Milwaukee took a look at his debut, his Major League debut, and maybe the next appearance after that, and watched no other tape and said, oh my goodness, look at this guy. Oh, this guy's great. Why would they DFA him? And they missed everything else.
Yeah. Mason Molina has not seen any time in the majors, made his pro debut last season in low A. He had 5 scoreless innings.
Those Ks per 9 look, ooh.
Yeah, the Ks per 9, 11.7 in the limited outing. So for some prospect stuff from a guy that we weren't obviously going to have around any longer. So,
Get anything for Grant Anderson is a plus.
Last week, we predicted a bunch of stuff about Jake Berger, and that is absolutely, we were wrong right off the bat.
Immediately.
As soon as we were done recording, the news was came down that Nate Lowe was traded. Anyway, Moving on here, part 3 of Rangers Savant's documentary is out.
I have missed that.
Yeah, I watched it last night. It was fantastic. We're at the he kind of went through the like low parts of our regular season, kind of leading up to the playoff run. We're right before we're getting into the playoffs. It was a good watch for sure. I enjoyed it, and if you have not watched it, you absolutely should. That's Ranger Savant. It's on his YouTube page. Last news, Lenny Randle passes away. Most of you are probably like, who is that? He was 75 years old. He passed away on the 29th of December. He was the first Rangers batter in Arlington. So when the Rangers had their stadium in Arlington, he was the first batter to step in the box. I'm pretty sure he went 0 for the entire day that day when I looked it up. There are some things that I found out about Lenny Randle that I have noticed or that I have seen in clips on social media in our ballpark and other ballparks. If you guys want to click these links right here. So there, in 1974, he's batting for the Rangers. In an at-bat he gets thrown at. The game was a bit of a slugfest a little bit beforehand, so he gets thrown at in the at-bat, and then the next pitch he bunts, and the pitcher fields it near the first baseline, and Lenny Randle comes all the way off of the first baseline and just spears him into the ground. The ball goes flying. I'm sure he's safe. It's
no way.
It's a pretty wild hit. I'm going to watch it here. It's coming across one more time, and he's running. He gets about, bloom, just shoulder. The hat comes off. His helmet comes off. There's an entire Donnybrook in front of the first base dugout. It's insane. So the other video that I've seen of him a lot is when he's with Seattle. There's a batter that bats a ball. It's like a swinging bunt kind of down the third base line, and it's rolling. The ball, the bouncing ball dies pretty quickly and just starts to roll down the third base line. And here comes Lenny Randle running in, and he slides down close to the ball, puts his face right up next to it, and starts blowing it into foul territory before the third base bag, so the ball can be foul.
That's something Adrian Beltre would do.
That's 200 IQ, baseball IQ stuff right there.
Do you know how his tenure as a Texas Ranger came to an end?
I don't. It sounds like you do, and by the look of your face, it is juicy.
Anybody ever want to punch their boss?
Oh, no. Who'd he punch?
Manager Frank Lucchese.
No way.
So, during spring training, he was duking it out for the starting job against the rookie. The rookie was the son of Maury Willis, Bump Willis. And so they basically were neck and neck at the end of spring training. And tie goes to the young guy, apparently, here. And that upset Lenny Randle, who felt he was an established second baseman for us. Apparently, he went up to Tom Grieve on the bus and said, "Hey, Tom, what would happen if you punched the manager?" And Tom said, "I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it'd be something bad."
I could see Tom Green saying that.
So sure enough, Lenny goes up and punches manager Frank Lucchese and breaks his cheek in 3 places.
Whoa. Good Lord.
Frank had to have plastic surgery to get facial reconstruction done.
No way.
That's gnarly.
He got traded after that.
I bet.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Can't let that guy back in the locker room.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine?
Oh,
Broke the
Lenny
manager's
Randle.
face.
What a wild man. Well, he will be remembered for many things. So 75 years, that's a long time. So that's awesome for him.
Sounds like a full life, guys.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Regular trivia by Robbie.
I have got the trivia for you two today.
Bring it on.
My brain is ready.
3 questions, tons of points available. I, again, need to get something to count these points. Hold on one moment. Question number 1. There are 14 Texas Rangers on the active roster whose first names start with letter J.
Oh my gosh.
10.
Yes.
10 of them are worth 1 point.
Okay.
3 of them are worth 2 points, and
Okay.
1 of them is worth 3 points. and you'll just name as many until y'all are running out of steam. I might implement a strike policy, but
On the active roster?
yes, on the active roster. I will be shocked if you get the 3-point person. I should have made him 10 points.
Okay, can I take a swing at the fences for the first one?
All right, hold on. Wait. Let me hold on. Go for it.
Jonathan Ornelas.
That is one of them, my friend, and he is a 2-pointer.
Let's go.
I'm going to go with Jack Leiter.
Yes. Tony, he is a 2-pointer as well.
Ooh.
All right, Christopher, it's your turn.
Joc Pederson.
Joc Pederson is on there. He is worth 1 point.
Better be Jacob deGrom.
He is also on this list. He is worth 1 point.
John Gray.
Yes, 1 point.
Jacob Webb.
That is a bona fide 2-pointer there.
I was like, we
Tom.
just signed that boy.
Justin Foscue.
Justin Foscue is on there, bud. That's 2 points. Let me double check here.
Who's the 3-point?
We've got that's down to we're down to half now. We have 7 names left.
Okay. Put your 1-pointers in the 3-pointer. Like, jeez.
Josh Spores.
Yes, that is a 1-pointer.
Josh Smith. I'll take an easy one.
Yes, yeah, 1-pointer as well.
Jake Berger.
Yes, Mr. Jake Berg. He is 1 point.
Josh Young.
Josh Young also on there. He is 1 point.
Have we said Jonah Heim yet?
We have not.
Jonah
that's a good
Heim.
one,
There
There
you
you
go.
go. Jonah Heim. He is 1 point. Let me check the score here, fellas. It's a tied. 8-8 here.
I'm going to be honest with you. You get one more, you're going to win because I am kaput.
I'm stretching. How many are left?
There's only 2 left.
So it's the 3-pointer and another 1-pointer? Or?
It's a 3-pointer and a 1-pointer.
Ugh.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
1 point, even though he was active enough last year that I feel like y'all should have got that you should get this person.
And he's like
the 1-pointer.
Currently on the 40-man?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like it's another reliever.
Right.
They're both relievers.
Oh, my goodness. The 1-pointer is probably going to piss us off.
Right, because now we haven't said him at this point.
Y'all want some hints?
Yep.
Okay. Last year was, I believe, his first year with us. Sorry, no, he was with us in 2023. I didn't know that he was there for 3 games. That's probably why I don't remember. Oh my God! Wait a minute. Hold on.
no,
wait.
wait.
He was with us in 2021 as well. Goodness. In 1 game. 1 game in 2021. 3 games in 2023. 46 games for us last season.
I need more hints.
Yeah, I'm sucking right now.
His first name is Jacob. It's gonna go to whoever says it first at this point. Any of y'all ever watched 30 Rock?
Yeah.
Been a minute.
The goofy writer that everyone always makes fun of, the pudgy guy. He likes blimpy subs. He's in real life a writer for SNL, and I think for that show. His name is similar to the last name of this guy.
I'm going to be so mad.
Oh my God. Okay.
Latz. Jacob Latz.
There you go,
Jacob
Tony,
Latz.
with
Jacob
it.
freaking Latz.
Yes.
Oh, is he the 3-pointer?
That's got to be the 3-pointer.
He's the 1-pointer. Jacob, y'all should have known who Jacob Latz was.
It's not Jose Leclerc because he's no longer on the team.
I have no idea who this person is. I don't know when we picked him up. I have not even looked at him on Baseball Reference. Nobody's going to get him. The win for this question is going to Tony right here. The last guy is Jose Corniel.
Nope.
That is his name.
Bueller.
Right.
That was question 1.
Next question.
The second question, fellas. Since this is the Joc Pederson episode, fun little fact that Joc Pederson has won back-to-back World Series with 2 different teams. How many other players have accomplished this feat? And if you can name any of them, I'll give you an extra point.
I know one who won 3 in a row. Will Smith.
Will Smith is one of them. Chris, that is for 1 point.
Keep his wife's name out your mouth.
Before you guys start listing players, you want to guess how many players have done this first?
Okay.
12.
9.
You, Tony, are closer. It is 10.
Back-to-back World Series, different teams.
Yes.
Okay.
You will go until you get 3 strikes. So far, you're tied with points because you've got the Will Smith So, Tony, I'll let you guess a player first.
Are these mostly fairly prominent players, or are these kind of obscure? Are these at least like all-star level guys?
I know 2 of them.
You know 2 of them?
I know 4 of them. One of them I've already mentioned. It was at the very beginning of this question. It's the reason I'm asking this question.
Oh, does he count?
Yes, he counts.
Okay. Well, if he counts, then I'm going to take him. Oh, his name was Joc Pederson.
Yes, it is. Good job, Tony. That's an extra point. All right, Christopher.
I got the easy one.
I don't think I mentioned at the top, but that was with the Dodgers. Sorry. Yeah, the Dodgers first, and then the Braves second in 2020 and then 2021. 5 of these are in the 2000s.
Eddie Rosario.
That is not one of them.
Okay.
These are consecutive seasons with different teams?
Yes. The most recent one to happen since Pederson's was in 2015 and 2016. I'll give you the teams. There was the Royals and the Cubs.
I know who that is.
Jason Hayward?
Well, that's a good guess.
That is a good guess, but no.
It is Ben Zobrist.
Ben Zobrist is it. Yep, that was the one.
Give me the years and the team. If you give me that, I bet I can get you a good guess.
The other 2 to happen since the year 2000 are 2013 and 2014.
Okay.
And then 2011 and 2012. Both of those instances, the second team was the Giants, which I thought was funny.
Octavio Dotel?
That's 2 strikes, Christopher. One of these guys is a pitcher, and one of them is a shortstop.
I can picture one of them's face.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I could picture the second baseman's face. The pitcher, I have no idea.
I'll give you some hints so you guys can maybe try to nail these down a little bit. So this is the pitcher. He was let me see here. Started with the Padres in 2002. Played all the way in 2016. He was a starter. His first name is Jake. Believe it or not. Last name is a brand of musical speaker.
Jake BL.
No. Jake BL.
Jake Electro Voice.
I'm pretty sure they make instruments too. But I've always...
Jake Bose.
No.
It's like Jake Toshiba.
All right. That's collectively a 3rd strike for you. Tony, you have 1 more strike left if you want to venture a guess. If not, the score will remain tied for the second question, but Tony will still remain 1 point ahead overall.
Jake from State Farm.
No. I don't think so.
That's what I'm going with.
It is Jake Peavy.
Peavy.
And Ryan Terrio are the last 2 in the 2000s
Oh my
area.
goodness. Jake Peavy was on the Red Sox and the Giants, huh?
He sure
Son
was.
of a gun.
The other players on this list, I'll tell you, are Jack Morris, Don Gullett, Bill Skowron.
Did Morris do it with the Twins and the Blue Jays?
Clem Labine and Allie Clark. Who'd you say, Jack Morris? Yeah. Twins and Blue Jays. Yep. Yes, sir.
Clem Labine did this?
Clem Labine. Dodgers and...
The Clem Labine?
Yeah. Oh. Dodgers and Pirates. All right.
Pirates? How long ago was that?
Clem, Charlene, Kicking Wayne.
Let's see. I'll tell you. That one is from quite a while ago.
Had to be like at least 79.
59 and 60. Allie Clark was the first to do it, 47-48 for the Yankees and Indians. All right, guys. The score is 10-11 in Toneworth's favor with only 1 more question remaining. In the National Baseball Hall of Fame, they have a museum collection where they curate each team's like starting 9, the 9 items that are in there from their entire collection of memorabilia that's been submitted since they've been a team. I'll give you a point for every item you can name.
In the Rangers exhibit?
Yes, in the starting 9 Rangers exhibit of the museum collection inside the Baseball Hall of Fame. I'm pretty sure this is just a digital. They do it digitally, but it's here. I'm looking at it. baseballhall.org/9/Texas-Rangers.
All right, who's going first?
We'll give it to Christopher here.
Marcus Simeon's batting gloves?
No, I am sorry. There are some World Series memorabilia in here in this list, but that is not one of them.
Either the baseball bat or ball from Adrian Beltre's 3,000th hit.
Niet. Not in there. Adrian Beltre does have something in here, though. A strike apiece for you both.
The cup that Adrian Beltre didn't wear when he was with the Mariners and got the testicular contusion.
No, it's not in there. You want to venture a serious guess?
Nope, sticking with that one.
They wouldn't favor our steroid dudes. So I wouldn't think there would be something from like Palmeiro's 500th home run or Sammy's 600th home run.
Neither of those players have anything in here.
Okay.
But they're...
Nolan Ryan's cleats from a no-hitter?
I will give you a point on this one because it's close and I'm the judge. It's a cap from his 7th no-hitter.
Okay.
So
okay.
I will give you a point for that one.
They both start with C.
Yeah, because you got it close. To your steroid... By not putting people in here with steroid stuff, I'm pretty sure this fella was... There's something in here from a guy I'm fairly certain was accused at one point or another of taking them.
Pudge.
And another person.
I was like, it's our whole history, bro.
I mean, it's the 90s when everyone was doing crazy stuff.
True,
so
true.
there's, yeah.
Jose Canseco's hat where the home run bounced off his head.
Right.
I'll give you one more as well. There's something in here from who is not a player.
It's got to be something commemorating Johnny Oates. Nope.
No, sir. Strike 2, Tony.
Tom Vandergrift's aviator glasses.
No, that's not. You both got 2 strikes apiece. What are you going to do? All right, I'll tell you. Oh, we'll give you some more. So there are 2 items from that 90s era team. There's one item I'm really surprised this is in here, but I understand why the feat is more impressive than the player. And then you guys still have not named the 2 World Series items in here or the Beltre item. And then there's another one here that's just, I don't know, I can't give you any hints. It's just a cool thing, and I'm glad it's in there. It's pretty neat.
Dolis Garcia's bat from Game 1.
Man, I'm giving you the point because it's not his bat. Jesus. How many times am I going to drop my mouse? It's not his bat, but it is his jersey from Game 1.
That's a legend. Bro.
There's got to be something from Corey Seager in the Hall of Fame from this last World Series.
Not in this collection. There is not. We'll move to a 4-strike policy here because I do want to give you some more chances. Christopher.
Eric Nadell's scorecard?
Not Eric Nadell.
Dang it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought I had it.
And it's got to be old Chuck Morgan.
Oh,
it is Chuck Morgan's microphone from his 3,000th consecutively called game.
Nice.
That was on September 26th of 2020.
He was the only one in the ballpark that day.
Yeah, no kidding. Him and a bunch of stuffed teddy bears and cardboard cutouts of fans. All right, Christopher. I'll give each of you guys one more guess here.
Josh Bohr's glove?
Not in this collection, my friends. That is strike 4. Tony, you got one more guess. As of now, the score is tied, is deadlocked. But if Tony can get this one, he will win.
I'm going to go with Pudge's glove from his MVP season.
I'm going to give you half a point, buddy, and the win on this one because you included the MVP season disclaimer at the end. He's got a bat from his MVP season in which he hit his 35th home run, which was a new record in the American League for catchers at the time.
All right. I'll take it.
Nice.
Nice. Some of the other items you guys did not name was Juan Gonzalez's RBI record bat, Alex Rodriguez's 2002 season bat, the final out ball that Rangers reliever Wes Littleton used to earn the save. Hold on a minute. How is this a save? Anyway, I'm just going to read this here. In the greatest offensive explosion in American League history, the Texas Rangers battered the Baltimore Orioles 30-3.
Oh, yeah.
On August 22nd, 2007. Because he pitched 3 innings, Rangers reliever Wes Littleton earned a save with the final out ball that is in this collection. The other World
That's
Series.
a great thing to have in there.
Yeah, I love that one. The other World Series item was Bruce Bochy's cap. That was one of the other things from the original collection of all of our stuff that moved over, and as well as Adolis's jersey, which we got earlier. The last item is Adrian Beltre's glove. He wore this glove in 2015 while passing Greg Nettles for second place in career games at third base behind only Brooks Robinson.
All right.
So those are the 9 curated items in our National Baseball Hall of Fame Museum collection.
Nice.
Victory is mine.
Mr. Joc Pederson,
Woo!
very excited to have him on this club. Solves a problem that we thought we had solved in the Jake Berger episode, which was who's going to DH on this team. Backstory before we get into Joc Pederson. We recorded our entire Jake Berger episode, and
Minutes?
quite literally minutes after.
Less than 10 minutes.
Yeah. The news broke that we traded Nathaniel Lowe, and we were aghast, all three of us. As you might have seen on the reaction video we posted on Instagram. If you didn't, it is for sure worth a watch. A crazy thing to happen, especially after we said so many wrong things.
I like it.
That we'll
Chaos.
for sure walk back at some point.
Get them up and move them out.
Yeah. I will miss Nathaniel Lowe so much. He's going to be one of those guys that, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years, if I make it that long, I'm still telling my family and grandkids and great-grandkids about
How he double-fisted beers at the
this
championship
guy,
parade.
Nathaniel Lowe. Yeah, that's going to be one. Going to be one I miss.
It's a sign of a good front office willingness to be the bad guy in a situation like that in order to move it off of a guy maybe a year before he hits his kind of plateaus as a player.
The sentiment in the comments section on various social media platforms was not positive regarding the move. I understand the move, and I overall think it was a wise and shrewd move on Chris Young's part. But people were not happy to lose Nate Lowe.
I saw the move coming for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a free agent.
It was not this early. I thought it was going to be
deadline.
At the earliest. It was going to be the trade deadline, is what I thought. But whether it was then or now, it was gonna. It was
coming.
Yeah, it was coming.
We weren't just going to let him walk.
Absolutely not.
It seems Chris Young has made a decision about this team moving forward that our offense is going to be driven by home run production. We're going to hit the long ball, and we're going to hit it from 1 through 9.
Absolutely. Yeah, because the lineup that we put together on Twitter looks incredible, especially with this man, Mr. Joc Pederson. So a little bit on him. He is 6'1", 220 pounds of pure Joc Pederson. He's 32 years old. Will turn 33
Shortly after opening day.
Yeah, shortly after opening day. Born in Palo Alto, California, drafted by the Dodgers in the 11th round of the 2010 draft. We mentioned in the trivia segment, which you may or may not have heard because I might have put it at the end of the show, but he has won back-to-back. He's won back-to-back World Series with the Dodgers and the Braves. That was 2020 and 2021, respectively. He is the 10th player in history to do so. Super fun fact about the first one that he won. He won it in Globe Life Field with Corey Seager.
Oh, yeah, it was alongside good old buddy Corey Seager.
Yeah. He beat the Astros the following year when he was with the Braves, so love that.
Freddie Freeman was great that series.
Yeah, he was. So Federico Friedman.
He was also great this past World Series. My God.
Oh, man.
The ageless.
He might get 3,000 hits.
I mean, it didn't seem like it was possible when he was getting ready to get shipped out of Atlanta, but that dude, his prime is just stretched way into his late 30s.
Yeah, he's cooking.
He's going to be a guy.
Doubles machine.
He's going to be a guy that I enjoy watching the remainder of his career. It's just going to be so much fun.
If he retired today, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer after last year with the World Series and everything?
Ooh.
It feels like he probably is a Hall of Famer overall.
First ballot is probably questionable.
Close. It's close, yeah.
Among first basemen of his era, where is Freddie Freeman at?
He's
in the top.
I mean, it's
top
just
3.
Pujols, that's for sure, right? That's it.
And then you got a bunch of guys like your Matt Olsons out there who are establishing themselves. But
Paul Goldschmidt's
Had a
great.
run.
yeah, Paul Goldschmidt was very good, for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. back to Joc.
Yes, sorry.
No, it's all good. He was an all-star as a left fielder in 2015, and then again in 2022. That was with the Dodgers first, and then the Giants second.
Los Iberos Gigantes.
This is his first time playing in the American League. He has never played for another American League team. He, of course, came up with the Dodgers and then went over to the Cubs and then Atlanta in the same year.
I definitely remember his pearl necklaces in the postseason. Much swag, much swag.
Yes, and then those were in the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yep,
No
they
way.
put those in the Hall of Fame when they did his, the collection of items that the team gets to put in at the end of their World Series victory. Those went in.
That's rad.
After his stint in Atlanta, went to San Francisco for 2 years on 2 separate one-year deals. Why I mention that is because after leaving the Dodgers, he has never had a contract that has been more than 1 year. He's only had 1 year in Chicago, 1 year in Atlanta, did 2 years in San Francisco, but they were 2 separate one-year deals. And then and then after that was with Arizona last season, again on a 1-year deal. Signed a 2-year deal with us, but has an opt-out after that first year. So you got to imagine that, if he rakes, he's probably going to opt out. That contract he got with us is 2 years, $36 million. It's $18.5 million per year. That's about $1 million short of what his largest contract has ever been, which was with San Francisco 2 seasons ago.
Wild he took a pay cut and then had the year he had last year.
Yeah, no kidding. He's an incredible glue guy, too.
Yeah, great personality in the clubhouse.
Yeah, on the field, off the field, which is something I really liked because we were losing that with Nathaniel Lowe. Not so much as a boisterous presence on the field, but certainly in the club. I mean, he was the co-host of the Rangers podcast with Jared Sandler, and he was always had incredible interviews with with everyone, on-field reporters on the MLB Network. So it's nice that we are able to, even though we are losing that type of personality, we're kind of getting it back tenfold with Joc Pederson, and that makes me excited about that.
I watched a lot of his introductory press conference. He's ready, man.
He's a little spicy.
He is very ready, yeah. And we could get straight into that one. The quote he said, for if you missed it or if you hadn't heard it anywhere else, it's definitely worth repeating. He said he's played the Astros before. They've put together a nice little run. It's coming to an end. Basically be unseated. It is time for them to take a back seat to specifically the Texas Rangers as far as who was going to run the West.
Throw down the gauntlet.
That's the guy, especially a guy you want on your team, and I love that he's going to have a bat in his hand primarily the whole time, so he's going to be able to hopefully back up those words. We should certainly spend time talking about his offensive stats because I think he is going to primarily be our DH. Last season with Arizona was his first season that he's never seen the field.
I anticipate more of the same.
Yeah, it's really telling in the direction that he's been going in his career. It's not as abrupt as you would think, and we'll get into his defensive side of the ball a little bit more, which is why I think he's going to be our, not full-time DH, because Chris Young is still wanting to do a type of platoon system, he has said, but as close to an everyday DH as you can get. He's only ever had 2 negative WAR seasons, negative .4 in 2017, where he only played 100 games, and negative .3 WAR in the COVID year, in which he only played 43 of the 60 games, I think, that they played. And those were the two seasons where he played the least amount of games throughout his entire career.
He somehow acquired a little bit of an overrated kind of tag about him hanging over his head, but I feel like with the production he's put out the last 3 seasons in particular, he feels worthy of shedding that. He's been consistent for 3 straight years now. Like, he's here to rake.
He's kind of acquired his numbers in different ways at certain points early on compared to recently. Mm-hmm. But he's been a consistent weapon offensively. I think a lot of people were disillusioned by his development because he smashed so early on with the Dodgers.
That 36 home run season.
20-plus home runs just about every year there. And he just never developed a more consistent hitting tool in order to amplify some of that power. And so a lot of guys felt like he kind of fell off because, he didn't develop into that all-star type guy that he looked like he could be early on.
That is true.
But
There was a
really-
very high ceiling and
But
high
really,
expectations.
if you look at his numbers, he is who he is, and he's been that all along.
And I feel like while we're paying a market value for him for sure, it's not a gross overpay considering what we're getting.
We can talk about some of the comparisons to some of these other guys. It's a little early on to be judging because a lot of these other outfield prospects that we could compare him to haven't signed yet.
It's true.
So we don't know whether we overpaid for this guy just yet.
Rough offseason for the outfielders.
Yeah, they're holding out. I don't know
Great
if they're
for a starting pitcher, bad for an outfielder.
I agree wholeheartedly with what you're saying, Tony. When I hadn't paid really much attention to Joc Pederson at all throughout his career. I know who the guy is. I know that his kind of I know his kind of status as a player. When I was pouring through the numbers, I will be honest, I was expecting just a little bit more from what I saw.
Yeah.
But after getting into it, he is very consistent in what he does, and it's not like bottom of the barrel consistently. Like, he's putting up good numbers.
Definitely MLB
For sure.
starter on
Every
pretty much
time-
every
yeah.
team.
every
so.
time that we play a right-hander, he's going to
Yes.
be in the lineup.
And he always, I feel like, has the ceiling to go, let's say 30, let's have a 30 home run season.
Right.
He's always got that ceiling. The batting has just been so consistent. Regarding power is where I was, I guess, in the last 2 of his 3 seasons, he's slugged over 500, which in that 500 to 600 range, that's an above average slugging percentage for sure. 2022, he slugged 521, and in 2024, he slugged 515. He hadn't done that, slugged over 500 before since 2018 and 19. So again, with the ceiling is always there for this guy to turn it on and, hit jock bombs all over the place. After looking at the numbers, I would say that you can safely expect 17 to 20 home runs from this guy easily.
Yes, yeah.
And then with that ceiling of 25 plus, maybe flirting with 30. Those days are probably over, but you never know. He's certainly done it before and has the tools to do it.
I really don't want to see this guy in the lineup against any lefty at all.
Yeah. Torey Lovello, I think
He was very strict with his platoons last year.
he was, and I believe him or someone on the Diamondback staff was saying that he can kind of hit lefties if you kind of give him. It's not as bad as it looks on paper. I'm guessing. Crushes righties, just crushes them.
It looks like that slugging percentage last year against lefties was 344.
Yeah.
So a big dip.
Yeah, and look at it against the rights was 494, just
Yeah.
flirting with that 500 right there, just against right-handed. And I want to look at the OPS just for last year. Sorry, that 494 slugging, that's career against righties. That's not his slugging against righties in 2024 was 531. That OPS that year, last season, against righties, 923. That's elite.
That's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
elite level OPS stuff. Anywhere in that 900 to flirting with over 1, that's incredible. And the OPS is 749 against lefties.
That's serviceable and solid, yeah.
Yeah, that's average.
He kind of falls into that typical for this era. What do they call that? A 3 outcome type of at bat.
Oh, the home run strikeout or
Walk.
Yes. Home run, strikeout, or walk seems to be what he does best.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like we're roughly looking at 25 home runs, and he's getting about 100 hits a season. So every every fourth, he's looking at a dinger here.
Okay.
Without looking too much into 2024, it's funny, just some of these numbers with even though the batting average against lefties is 219, that OPS is 749, which is good. Like we said, the on-base percentage against lefties is just even slightly higher than righties at 405.
Taking his walks.
Yeah, so he's getting on base against lefties one way or another, whether it's squib hits over the second baseman's head or getting those walks or hit by pitch. You know what? I think he was hit by pitch quite a bit.
Yeah, no, he led
little
the
bit.
league. Yeah. 18, I saw that.
So, yeah. A similar theme to the other two guys we talked about, Berger and Higashioka, is just he's efficient. He's efficient in what he does, and he does it at a high level as far as his bats.
And while being efficient, they also, and I'm saying this anecdotally without anything to back it up, but they seem all like him, Higashioka, Berger, they all seem very aggressive.
They want it. They hungry.
I see a lot of RBI guys, and we're we're relying on just a couple of table setters here to
Yeah.
give them those opportunities.
Yeah.
Those table setters being Simeon and Carter and potentially Langford.
I'm thinking
Josh Young. Well, he's an RBI guy.
I'm thinking you see Joc Pederson have a bump in RBIs because he doesn't typically have a ton with even the amount of home runs that he hits, around 50, 60, a year. And I'm thinking we might turn that into, 70, 75. That would be kind of cool to see that.
It's a spicy guy to put into your 7-8 hole in your lineup. That's a guy with a lot of pop down there at the bottom of their lineup.
Yeah, and I think, and even in mine, I had him 4, 5, or 6, I believe, and it's so hard. This lineup is very stacked everywhere. Everyone's got potential to just pie out that ball. Back to his efficiency a little bit in the terms of walk percentage and strikeout percentage. Mm-hmm. He's a very disciplined hitter. His walk percentage has always been good, and it was a superior walk rate. His last 2 seasons in which he has started to bat more.
Feels like that's what makes his OPS look so appealing when you only see 23 home runs.
Yeah. A 10% walk rate is considered above average. In his last 2 seasons, it was 13.4% and 12.2%. That's incredible. So he's certainly disciplined at the plate. What better position to have him in as a designated hitter, being so disciplined up there at the plate? It's even
perfect.
Yeah. Oh, his highest on-base percentage was .393 in 2024. That was the highest it's ever been, and I was trying to figure out why. And it's certainly the walks. Mm-hmm. That's got to be the largest attributing factor. He did hit quite a bit of home runs last year, I think. 23, which is near the top of where he is now. But his BABIP, the batting average on balls against play, was the largest difference from his regular batting average. So the BABIP was 322, while his batting average was 275.
Wow.
And that batting average with balls in play has trended upward his entire career. Taking the walks out of it, he has figured out a way to become more disciplined and scrappier at bat, which I love. God, the later into his career, you love that.
Professional hitter.
Yeah, you really love that. Yeah, we can certainly get into some of the things that he's done, that he's known for offensively, why he has this kind of moniker of being that guy, even though, the stats, even though he's not that type of, 40 home run type of all-star dude every year, but he does bash in Joctober, has made it happen before, as we said, with 2 different teams. Hasn't been back to the postseason since he won in 2021, but he's got half a regular season's worth of games.
Yeah, right.
In the
playing with
postseason.
the Dodgers.
79 games.
Gosh.
At first glance, he's hitting his home runs typically in the first rounds of the playoffs, and has got a few in the World Series round as well. The slash line declines as he goes later into the postseason, but like I said, still finds a way to get that at least one homer in the World Series round, except for his 2021. He had a poor time in the World Series, that one. But the rest of the playoff run was fine when he was with the Braves.
That man loves the division series, my word.
Yeah,
He's 1-done.
Yeah, his batting average in the division series is 300, where in the championship series it is 253, and in the World Series it is 218.
He's a healthy boy.
Yeah, he's incredibly healthy. After even playing all of these postseason games, he finds a way to stay.
And none of these are long-term IL stints.
No, when looking at these, so he's had a few injuries throughout his entire career. 1 in 2016, 2 in 2017, 1 in 2021, 1 in 2022, and 2 in 2023. None of them over, I think, 3 weeks. Most of them are about a week to a week and a half, with a couple of them being about 2 weeks, and he's got like 1 3-week injury in there. Shoulder, groin, concussion, wrist, hand. So it's all minor stuff. He's healthy a lot. He does have 2 home run derby appearances, which I thought was really cool. Love to see him in a Rangers jersey. For some reason, we just choke every time we get to. If you're not Josh Hamilton, and he didn't win, but
don't let
even
Tony
he still
Beasley
remembers.
pitch to you.
Yeah,
Who did win that? Was it Bobby Abreu?
who even knows? Fisher,
Was that
Swisher?
Bobby's year? That might have been Bobby's year.
When you Google it, it's just Josh Hamilton
right,
pictures.
that's all anybody cares about.
Even though he didn't win. Justin Morneau.
Oh, my
of the
goodness.
Twins. Pederson went, I think that was his rookie season in 2015. No, sorry. The year, no, technically his rookie season.
Yeah.
He had only 18 games in 2014 when he debuted. But yeah, so his rookie season went to the home run derby, went the furthest he's ever went to the final round. Hit 14 home runs, but lost to Todd Frazier. And
that format must have been very different then.
Yeah, it's changed so many times. It's hard to even remember what was going on.
Well, do you see what happened in this next one in 2019? I think Vladimir Guerrero Jr. set the record for home runs in a round at 40 there in the semifinals. But do you see how many Joc had?
39.
Yeah, he sure did.
Bro, he almost won.
That's insane.
That's
yeah, bounced out of the second round.
wild.
Oh,
I need to rewatch that round.
that is pretty crazy.
79 home runs.
Vladdy Guerrero didn't even go on to win it. That was one of Pete Alonso's.
I think that was Pete's rookie year, too.
Oh, you know what I thought was funny now that we're getting into some of the miscellaneous stuff about Joc is last season he stole the most bases he's ever stolen, which was 7. So you never know. We might see him on the base paths a little bit. So Joc Pederson reminds me of this quote from the movie Moneyball where it's Nick Searcy who is playing Matt Cano. And he says, this is the kind of guy who walks into a room and his dick's already been there for 2 minutes.
Yep.
That is the type of guy that I envision Joc Pederson being. Oh, you know what? He loves Whataburger. He actually just did an influencer, like an influencer ad for them.
What?
Yeah, I saw it on.
That's amazing.
I saw it on the Sports Day staff for the Dallas Morning News. They wrote about it. Here, I've got a link for it. It is pretty cool. It's just regular old Instagram ad for Joc Pederson and Whataburger. He walks in, he's eating burgers, he's telling people how he likes to eat Whataburger in the off season.
A man after my heart.
Yeah,
right.
Right. I did want to touch briefly on his defensive stats. There's a reason why Arizona played him strictly as a DH last season. He did not see the field at all. He has primarily been an outfielder, left field, and center field. I think started as a center fielder and then kind of moved a little bit more to left field later on in his career. He had played a teeny tiny amount of first base. I think he's played like 23 games of first base his entire career. Yeah, and it's not it wasn't really pretty for him either at first base. I think this is the worst fielding percentage he'd ever had at first base or in his career at any position. He committed 6 errors at first base. So
for the year and only 20 games?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
He committed 6 errors at the first base position, which that is the second most errors he's ever committed in a season at any position combined. But he did 6 in one season at first base. That was in 2019. Not going to be playing first base for us at all. It'll be the Jake Berger show. Joc's defensive stats as an outfielder, he's not really winning you any awards or gold gloves out there, but he is still a solid outfielder. In terms of fielding percentage, if you're just looking at that, he would seem elite because he's always over the league average. But when you're looking at the true defensive metric, which is that range factor over 9, again, that is where it takes into account every type of scenario that happens to you in that game, whether it is an assist in the outfield where you're gunning down a guy trying to steal third or whatever, trying to stretch a bag at third. His range factor per 9 has declined consistently throughout his career, and it has always been just a little bit below league average every single year. And I'm thinking this is because he's had the occasional error. He typically has about 2 or 3 a season in the outfield in the past. And that doesn't really seem like a lot, but most of the outfielders aren't committing any errors at all or 1.
Right.
So when you're having 2 or 3 in a season compared to pretty much everyone else who's either doing 0 or 1, it's not going to be in your favor. And it's enough to put you in the top 5 of errors committed in the National League at left field for 2022 and 2023.
That's wild.
It is wild because, and if you're looking, here, I'll pull up just how many errors he had.
You got no room for error.
In the outfield, he committed 2 errors in 2022, and in 2023, he committed 3 errors, and that was enough to put him in the top 5 at the position for the National League. Yet another reason he probably won't be playing outfield. But then, like I said, 2 errors is not egregious. It just, you don't see it that much in the outfield, whereas you see it more so in the infield. Where
There's just so many balls that drop in the outfield that they just will accredit it as a hit. You know, you got to make a really boneheaded play.
Tony, you mentioned earlier putting him down in the bottom of your lineup because now putting him in this lineup where I thought Jake Burger was going to kind of be that extra thump that we got. We're getting 2 thumps now.
Thumpity thump thump.
Thumpity thump thump.
2 thumps way up. Hey.
I don't think there's anything too much else about this we haven't already covered statistic-wise and feels-wise. I want to get into some predictions about him like we've done in some of the last episodes with Jake Burger and Kyle Higashioka. These obviously will put some of the Jake Burger ones, they will be null and void after we do this because...
At least for the game's positioned plays.
Yeah, for sure. We'll start off with DH. Tony, I see he's DH in 148 games.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Only going to miss, that's like 14 games. So, yeah, love that.
And all of them against lefties.
Yeah.
140 for Chris. I like that. That's good. I'm going to split the difference between you guys. I'm going to go 145 at DH. How many games he'll play in the
Just
outfield?
a handful.
Just a small 4.
Yeah.
Tony, you've got 5.
1.
I am going to say 1.
I mean, yeah.
And I think it's going to be like an emergency. He won't start there. I think he'll get moved. He'll end up. You know what? Y'all might even be closer because I feel like Bochy moves a lot of guys in the later innings for like getaway games and stuff. If you want to get some people some at bats, but still leave some
Get
gloves
a little
on the
half day
field.
off, take you out into 7th.
Yeah, I'll stick with my 1 though. I think he's just going to do 1 in the outfield. All right, for batting average, Tony, you got him at 267, solid batting average. Chris, you got him at 256. I will probably put him, I want to say he's batting 270.
Okay.
He's going to continue this trend he's had over the last couple of years of batting over 270, minus 2023. He took a weird dip there. His on-base percentage, Tony, you have him at 368. Christopher just slightly better at 379. Boy, he had a 393 last year. Remember, that was walks. He led the league in hit by pitches.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy.
Definitely will help your on-base percentage.
I'm going to go just a little bit under that, the highest out of all of you guys, 383. Because I think, despite the hit by pitches, I think he'll still walk. Still a nice disciplined bat up there. He'll continue that elite walk percentage from the last 2 years. Second big one here, slug. 489 for Tony, 487, and I'd be remiss if I didn't hit you right in the middle at 488.
Yes.
Oh, and then the last one, the actual big one, 30 homers for Chris, 27 homers for Tony. Christopher took mine. I thought he's going to hit 30 right on the bat.
I think if he's out there for 145 or more games, I think the bombs are coming.
I like the 30 home runs. That'd be 7. I predicted 40 from Berger last week, so that would be 70 home runs just between the two of them.
Much needed.
Yeah.
Just a dude I never thought would be a Ranger. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I never thought he'd be a Ranger either. I can vaguely remember going to a game with some work friends, I think, and him playing for the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. He was tearing it up against us, and I was like, I freaking hate this guy. But now that we have him on our team, love it.
You know, it may be a topic that I want to revisit in a few weeks once some of the outfielders that are free agents have kind of shaken out where they're going to go and the money that they've got.
Yeah.
But just some names to look out for would be guys like Anthony Santander.
See what he gets in the end.
Ramon Laureano, Alex Verduga, Jason Hayward, and Jurickson Profar.
Mm-hmm.
Just see what kind of money that they're looking at.
I think I told both of you guys the daily home run pick 'em.
Yes.
So many of mine were Santander home runs last year.
44 is a lot.
That's a ton. That's so many. You know, I will do one last shout out. I shouted him out on Twitter, but I'll tell you who has been beating the Joc Pederson drum the most and helped speak this thing into existence, I think, is Bryce Patrick.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Locked On Rangers. He's been talking to us getting Joc Pederson, and I was so into it in the beginning when I first was, when he was first talking about it, and then as it went on, I was like, we're never getting this freaking
This is a
guy.
pipe dream.
Yeah, man. And then here, at the 11th hour, here comes Chris Young. As always, man, just making moves and doing the things he does.
Rest not on his laurels.
Yeah.
This is a solid grouping of veterans and young guys that could mesh very well.
Well, we want to thank you very much, dear listener, for playing along on another episode of The Ranger Zone. It always means a great deal that you take the time to spend some time with us. The Three Musketeers, if they were played by Kim, Khloe, and Kourtney Kardashian.
I call Chloe.
Oh, I want to call Khloe.
Okay, well, I call Courtney then.
I'll be Kim. That's cool.
Next week, who knows? Next week, I'm not even sure when this episode's coming out. But whatever it is, you will be sure to not forget your ticket for the show next week. As always, you can keep up with us trying to keep up with social media on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. That is again at Ranger Zone Pod. At Ranger Zone Pod. Coming at you.
Pod stands for podcast.
Yes, it does. We are worth a follow for the nonsense alone, as you can tell. And of course, listen to us just about anywhere you get your podcasts. Thank you again. This has been The Ranger Zone, and I have been Robbie Belusic.
I've been Chris Green,
I have been Tony Cook.
and that is the way the baseball go.